Someday we'll get paid for this.
3 breasts. Oh. Hello, and welcome to Scrapple News. I'm your newsreader, A.P. Ticker.
Scrapple TV, the finest in unprocessed television. Made the old-fashioned way.
Philadelphia police declare war on bicyclists. This week, the Philadelphia Police Department has declared a week-long open season on the city's estimated 11,000 cyclists. Police Chief Ramsey told reporters this week that he has authorized a bicycle strike force to uphold traffic laws and thin the ranks of the city's cyclists with a no-holds-barred search and destroy mission. All cyclists are to be considered armed and dangerous and cruising for a bruising. Explaining the reason behind the cycling crackdown, Ramsey said candidly that, quote, "You can't just lock up black people 53 weeks out of the year. 52? Sure. But if you do it 53 weeks a year, people will start calling you a racist." Speaking of racism, the Huntington Valley Swim Club, which gained national notoriety this summer after expelling a group of minority school children after some members complained the ratio of white swimmers to black swimmers was unacceptable, declared bankruptcy this week. This is the most substantive evidence we've seen this week that there is, in fact, a God. In related proof of God news, Republican douchebag John Purcell and 9 other GOP Senate lawmakers were indicted on charges of theft, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice by PA State Attorney General Tom Corbett. Kill them all and let God sort it out, I say. No, wait. I say, smoke them if you got them. Speaking of marijuana, it's time for This Weed and Week, brothers and sisters. The news this week has not been, makes air quotes with fingers, all good. With former prosecutor and Bushrove stooge Chris Christie's victory in New Jersey's gubernatorial race, passage of the Garden State's medicinal marijuana initiative looks about as uncertain as Sarah Palin's grasp of science. Even more grim, we've learned that energy providers PICO and PP&L are teaming up with local law enforcement organizations to help them identify and root out clandestine marijuana growing operations in Philadelphia and its outlying suburbs. Additionally, this week, Philly police announced that they had raided and shut down an indoor marijuana farm, seizing an estimated $5 million worth of the sticky icks in North Philly, with no plans to sell it to you or me. I know it's a crying shame, but don't let it hash your mellow just yet. Hash your mellow is something we did in the 60s. It's harsh your mellow right now, Captain Toke. Because for every 2 steps back, there's always a step forward, which only leaves us 1 step behind. And just this past weekend, news broke that Colorado's skiing mecca, Breckenridge, has outright legalized the sacred herb. And at the same time, Portland, Oregon, has become the home of America's first genuine marijuana cafe. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. In sports, the declaration of Derby, the Super Bowl of roller derbies, was held at the Philadelphia Convention Center this past weekend. The nationally ranked Philly Roller Girls got their vaginas kicked in the first round by the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls from Denver. In the finals, the Ole Rollers from Olympia, Washington, beat the tits off the Texas Roller Girls. Speaking of lesbians, the Philadelphia Phillies held ball girl tryouts this weekend at Citizen Bank Park. Roughly 10 new ball girls will be chosen from the 100 hopefuls who compete against each other in fielding, hitting, clam-lapping, and finger-banging. Is that a typo? Can you say ball girl on the internet? Okay, it's good to know.
So I was a part of the World Series team, which was pretty awesome because we got to be on the float, and that was amazing. One of the best experiences of my life overall. But being a ball girl is just great. I mean, you know, you're a part of the team that most of us have loved our entire lives.
In related girl-on-girl action, the Philadelphia Passion suffered a 37-26 loss at the hands of the Miami Caliente in their Lingerie Football League home opener. The 1-1 Passion takes on the Tampa Tampons in their next game, December 11th in Trenton. Ha! I said tampons. Earning a whopping $12 million a year in salary, which works out to $57,000 an hour, this pouty-lipped sucker of Satan's cock makes his killing taking a big bite of the working man's weekly pay in exchange for the explicit agreement that if and when the working man gets sick or injured, he will be taken care of in that vulnerable moment when he cannot take care of himself. If only. All too often, health insurance policyholders paid in full or denied coverage when they need it the most, which is why 62% of personal bankruptcies are caused by medical debt. Our Piggy of the Week is one of those who deny mercy to a fixed number of his clients in their hour of need because, hey, he didn't get to the health care insurance to help sick people. What are you, a goddamn commie? No. He's got into the healthcare business to make money, a lot of money. Congratulations, H. Edward Hanway, CEO of Cigna and Mainline Resident. You are Scrapple TV's Piggy of the Week. I hope you get cock leprosy. Good night, and go fuck yourself, Cigna.